Hi all, it's Nana Rose. Yes, I am still alive. I know a lot of you gave up on me, and I apologize for leaving you hanging. I apologize to those that messaged me and said, when are you coming back? And I kept saying, soon, soon. And I just couldn't anticipate all the bumps in the road, I guess. And sometimes just my failure to deal with the bumps, I guess. But I'm here. I'm in a better place. Lots of stories, lots of life changes. But I'll share one story, kind of explaining what started this. And it seemed like it was a downward spiral, but it wasn't. It was an upward spiral. It was just a little rocky at times. A year ago, August, my lovely oldest daughter married the man of her dreams, Jeremy. And they live in New York, and they wanted to get married in Big Sur. To keep expenses down, they did a private ceremony, and they were only allowed one guest. And so they asked if I would come along. They paid my way. They flew me to New York, and then the three of us flew to California. They put me up in a beautiful room. We were up in kind of the mountains, and they were in a cabin all to themselves across the road. And I was in the motel portion of it. And so we were close, but they had their privacy. So we got there. My son and his girlfriend, who live in California, drove up, and they decided to come up and we'd all have dinner together and at least get to see each other while Heather and Jeremy were in California, while I was in California. And then my son was going to take me from the hotel while Heather and Jeremy went on their way and toured me around California a bit. I was going to stay with him for about a week before I came back to North Carolina. Well, everybody came over to get me at my room and to go to dinner that night. My mattress was on one of those platform beds, if you know what I mean. The platform sticks out about 6-8 inches around the mattress. And we were getting ready to go out, and I tripped over the corner of the bed that was sticking out. And my son-in-law caught me. And he goes, Mom, you really need to watch that corner. And I said, boy, I sure do. And we went to dinner and didn't think anything more about it. So the next day, they had a lovely ceremony. It ended up that Ryan, my son, and his girlfriend, Bianca, were able to come because we were out in the woods by the stream. They were able to just show up. There was nobody there saying you can't have any other guest here. So it was wonderful having them there. Ryan said he hated that they were in casual dress because they didn't think they were going to really get to attend the ceremony. But we had some great family time together, and we went out to dinner, had a great time, and everything went well. So the next morning after the wedding, Ryan was going to pick me up and take me on down further Southern California. We were going to have breakfast together. So everybody was going to meet me there at a certain time. I don't remember what time. Well, I got up and started getting ready, started trying to get my things packed. So I had the suitcase laying out and on the floor. And I went over to put my Apple Watch on the charger, which was on the nightstand. So I came across the foot of the bed, caught that same corner again, and I went down. And I'm 74 years old now, and I had never broken a bone in my body. I had chipped a bone, but never broken a bone. And when I went down, I nearly passed out because I caught myself with my hands. And when I was finally able to get myself upright, my right hand was kind of offset from my arm. I'm telling you, it looked bad. I knew it was broken. I didn't have to ask. And so I thought, okay, I'm just going to shower, get cleaned up. We'll go have breakfast, and then I'll go somewhere and get it put in a cast. So Heather called me to see if I was ready. And I said, yeah. She said, how are you doing? And I said, okay. And she said, that didn't sound very genuine. And I said, well, I think I've broken my hand or my wrist. And she freaked out, of course. And so she and Jeremy came over right away. Like I said, they were just across the street. They got ice from the office and put that on my hand. And Heather was going, we can't go to breakfast. We've got to get you to an urgent care somewhere. And so we started checking around who had the ability to x-ray and, an urgent care that could x-ray. And it turned out the nearest one was a little ways down the road. So Heather and Jeremy, bless their heart, put off leaving on their honeymoon. Heather wanted to come along and make sure everything was okay. And bless her, she took care of so many things for me, and so did Ryan. So they drove me to this urgent care, and they looked at it and they said, well, this may be the first break you've had, but you sure did a doozy on this. And so they told me that the break was going to require surgery. And when I told them that I had planned to stay out there for a week, and they said, no, this needs to be done right away. Well, I didn't want to get surgery in California. I wanted to get back home so my insurance would cover all of it. And so they put a splint, like a plaster splint. It was just kind of a strip of plaster. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, it just immobilized it, put me in a sling. And Heather got on the phone with the airlines, told them the situation, got my flight changed so that I could go out the next day on a plane and get back home, which I did. So it blew my week with Ryan, which made me very sad. But I got home, went in, and sure enough, they had to do surgery on my wrist. They had to put a plate in it. But I did really well through it. It was tough having it be my right hand, but I survived, and it's working. Everything's good. But it brought to mind that, Rosemary, you're getting older, and obviously you're not being as careful as you should. Jeremy had warned me, be careful of that corner, Mom. And I still tripped over it. And I think most of you know that I had a house on 4¼ acres before that I called Joyful Acres. Well, Joyful Acres is no more, at least not in my life. It's in the life of a very sweet family that I'm sure is loving it. But I had to sell my house. And I knew I wanted to get into something smaller. My sister had been after me for a long time to buy a townhome in her development. And I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to give up my privacy. I loved if I just got out of the shower and was buck naked and I needed to go out on the back deck to get something. I mean, I can't imagine what. But anyway, nobody's going to see me. I had trees all around me. It was wonderful. And now anyway, I bought a place here. It didn't look like anything was going to be available for quite a while. I lived with my sister after the house sold. My house sold very quickly. We had somebody the very first day saying, "What will it take for you to take this off the market right now?" And so we actually set a deadline for the end of the week and said that we would take the best offer. I had a wonderful real estate agent, Susan Woody Ware, and she filtered through all the offers, and I sold for more than I was asking. So that was a blessing. So I knew I was going to have to live with my sister for a while. My daughter Heidi and her husband packed up my whole house for me because I was useless. Plus Heidi said, "Mom, we don't want you here because you'll be going, oh, I can't get rid of that." She said, "I'll be merciless." And I said, "Well, don't get rid of anything that you know I really love." And she said, "Oh, I wouldn't do that." But my son-in-law took care of the yard and just between the two. And my sweet son-in-law had to take off most of the wallpaper that I had put up in my kitchen, which Heidi got after me about. But, I loved it. So at times, my son-in-law told me he hated me. I knew he didn't mean it, but I knew he meant it right that second. And we got through it all. Thanks to my kids. They put everything in storage, and we waited and hoped that something would come through. My sister and I went to the beach, and where I took another fall. I was in an upstairs bedroom, and I came down in the middle of the night one night and didn't turn the light on like an idiot. And there was a turn in the steps. I thought I was on the bottom step, fell down 2 steps, fell on my arm again, same arm. And but I didn't hurt it, so I was very, very lucky. Well, while we were at the beach, Sharon was contacted by a friend who lives here in the condos or in the townhomes, and said that somebody had bailed out on one of the new homes that was being built, and said, if Rosie wants to get this, she probably needs to call right away. So, long story short, I bought a condo. We were supposed to close in January, originally end of December, then January, and it ended up being March 3rd before I was able to close. So then it's been a process. Heidi and her husband we sold pretty much all my furniture, so they brought over what was left, and Heidi and I did a lot of furniture shopping, and got the place set up, a lot of boxes and closets, but I'm down to 3 boxes now. But when I say boxes, I mean they're like chest high on me. Heidi got these great big large U-Haul boxes and packed them full. But I'm down to 3 now, and I think I may get one of those empty today. Anyway, so life has made a lot of turns for me. I'll give you a tour of my house at some point. And it was really hard for me thinking of giving up Joyful Acres. But, buddy, let me tell you, I got a call from the gal who bought the house. And she said that UPS had delivered a package there for me, and it was some towels that I ordered. I don't know how in the world they delivered it there. But anyway, it gave me an opportunity to go over there. My sister wanted to go with me so that she could see, like me, I wanted to see if they'd done anything to change things, on the outside of the house. Of course, I wouldn't see inside. But, we pulled up that driveway, and it was like I just was able to let it all go. I looked around, and I saw weeds and bushes that need to be pruned and water fountains that had fallen over. And I just thought, oh, I'm so glad I don't have to take care of this anymore. And with being out in the country there, people were horrible about throwing trash out. And so before I could ever mow, when I was doing the mowing myself, I'd have to go out with a garbage bag and pick up all this trash on the road. And all those things, every once in a while, I'll think, oh, I better go out and pick up the trash on the road. And it's like, no, you don't have to do that anymore. Oh, I need to go out and get this done or get that pruned or spray this for the Japanese beetles. Just a million things that come with taking care of a property on acreage. And I'm free. I don't have to do that now. So as I get the final boxes unpacked, I hope to get my channel going vigorously. And I'm sure there'll be lots of stories still, just because I'm a story waiting to happen. I just always something. But I want to use this time now because I don't have a big yard to take care of, and especially when it's so hot, the heat index is like 103. I don't have to go out in it. I go out and fill my water fountains and hang my hummingbird feeders and refill those and water my plants, but that takes all of 15 minutes, and I just do that early in the morning, and I'm back inside in the air conditioning. So I hope to be able to start spending time doing things I have always wanted to do all my life. One is learn to play piano. One is to paint. And the other is to write. And I've started a book about surviving childhood abuse, and I just stopped for a while. I just had a hard time dealing with it. I wasn't in a good place. So I hope to get going on that again, because I would love to be able to help other people that have gone through that. And some of us as adults never let go of the pain and the hurt and what it does to your self-esteem. So, and not that I've got tons of it, but I'm taking baby steps. So anyway, I'll say goodbye for now and just send lots of love and hugs, and I won't be away a year this time, I promise. Much love. Bye-bye.